Hi, my name is Alex Birchmore. This is the evaluation of my music magazine. As you can see, I have 4 pages to my music magazine, a front cover, a contents page and 2 article pages. Performing to conventions of real media products, I had to assess in all 4 pages what I would do that would relate to other media products. For the Essential Image, I'm going to give away freebies, e.g. a CD for my issue because it is the first issue, and this would lure the audience to my magazine. It is red and black and white, and this is more of a C1, C2 colour scheme. As you can see in most newspapers, they have a red colour scheme and black colour scheme. During the contents page, 3 main subtitles: reviews, features and regulars. These subtitles are constant throughout the magazine, as in other media magazines such as Kerrang! Q, they also have this title. A feature image larger than the rest, and this would also make it clear to the audience who is the feature artist and that they are the main article. I numbered the pictures to what they would be on, so this would give a sense of reliability and stability to know that the articles and the interviews and everything is going to be in the right place, and the audience can just flick to the page that they want to read the interview. And the page order as well. I also put the reviews before the features, as most magazines do that sometimes. In the actual article, I made the double page half between a large image and writing, so this way they would be able to get less writing than normal middle class people, but in a sense making the larger image more eye-catching. I inserted quotations from the band, so this way they would get a more hands-on experience with the band, so that way they would make it stand out from the rest of the writing. I included who took the images and who wrote the articles, such as the photographer and the writer. This way they would make it bigger in the industry for them, and then the audience would understand who took all the photos and writing. In the third page, I gave a variety of images. The variety of images are actually of the main singer in the band, and I did this because we wanted to make sure that the magazine and the audience knew that the main singer was the main singer by using all different images. I gave them formal language to suit my audience, because even though they are actually a C1 middle class socio-economic group and they are females, I thought that in order to gain more of a wider audience, I should put in some not middle class, but more of a working class aspects into the magazine to lure more readers inside. As you can see, I've given more, this is my CD, and it's of a female, to show that I am representing females in my magazine as well. And also this is the snapshot of a Kerrang! Issue, and how they're also giving away free poster specials on their issues. In order to challenge the conventions of a real media product, I had to do the exact same thing for the conforming conventions, but I had to assess what I challenged. In the front cover, creating a cute classical magazine for teenagers was a big challenge, because teenagers of this day and age are not into classical music at all, as classical music is stereotyped as boring and for middle-aged, old-aged people. So in order to create this classical magazine for teenagers, I have challenged conventions by using groups who are classical but are stereotyped as being indie and rock and stuff. Also, mine's a niche magazine, so it's not a mainstream magazine, as mainstream magazines are more of Kerrang! And Q magazine and Enemy. And for these magazines, they're always on shelves in stores and you'll always be able to find them, whereas my magazine will have to battle for the shelf. So I'm challenging in that way. The costume the boy band are wearing, the indie look, which is a stereotype because they are wearing trousers and little side bags with their ties and shirts, and as you can see here, so is the main singer. This would make the audience assume that the magazine is an indie mag when it's actually not. It's more of a luring magazine to make the audience assume that it's a magazine like that, so they'll pick up the magazine on the shelf and read it. in the contents page, I made my additional images of the background of the page. So when I made my contact sheet of all the images I took on my camera, I thought to make it more interesting and more of an eye catcher for teenagers, I made all the pictures the background. So there's all different images, from black and white to coloured to boy and girl to all boys, everything. I also had an original colour scheme, is red and white, and I made title and the title box different colours. I also had the article. I followed the conventions in my article based on the colour scheme and the pictures and such as that. In order to identify the social groups, I have already said that it's targeted females, but they also are in a socio-economic group of a C1 aimed at 18 to 26-year-olds. Even though the 26-year-olds are not actually teenagers themselves, I think that aiming a magazine at an audience younger than 16 would not work, because they would be interested in boys for the magazine, but they wouldn't understand the language used in the magazine. The price of the monthly mag is £2.50, which I think is really reasonable, as they are a C1 economic group, so that means that they will be able to afford it, and it is a monthly mag. And I also made it a £2.50 mag because then that way even working class people can afford it, because it's not a weekly mag. This magazine is like a deception, because as all of the pictures and images in the magazine are conforming to different things. The media industry have stereotyped people who wear indie-looking clothes as indie bands. Any boy band who has recently come out has been stereotyped as a pop band or a boy band, such as NSYNC and stuff like that. But my magazine and my band are not going to be a pop band, they're going to be a classical band. My ideal readers, you can tell that they are from a C1 economic group. They are females, of course, from the ages of 18 to 26, and I think they will suit the readership very well. The institution might distribute my media product. Bohr Publishing Company is one of the largest owned publishers in Europe. They have produced magazines such as Kerrang, who have made a big name for themselves. They have their own TV show, they have their own music show, they have their own magazine, and they are one of the largest magazines in Britain today. So I think that my magazine would do very well in this publisher, because even though they are a niche company, they can also take my magazine and make it as successful as Kerrang magazine with their own website also. In attracting and addressing my audience, I gave away freebies, which is a CD. I also offered an exclusive interview with the boy band, which would lure the audience of the females to my magazine, as they would want to see what the boys would have to say about girls and stuff. I put the feature band on the cover to lure the young teenagers, so they would see the boy band on the shelf and they'd be like, wow, I want to read this magazine. The boy band are giving a direct mode of address, which is as if they're looking at the teenagers themselves, which is very appealing. And the boy band are also walking in the direction towards the camera, and this is also very good in terms of mise en scène and stuff, because where they're walking towards the teenagers, they're feeling as if they are close to them already. The use of language in my article is very informal, but I made it this way because it would be like Kerrang, where they are not very posh and stuff, they're just relaxed. Also, I got the boy band to discuss girls and what they look for in a girl, and this is a big attraction to the young girls in Britain, because if they're a good-looking band and they like their music, girls are going to be interested. And the main question they want to know is, have they got a girlfriend? Are they looking for a girlfriend? What are they looking for in a girlfriend? In the process of constructing this product. I've never used the blog before. It was confusing at first learning how to transfer a Photoshop image to a picture and upload it onto a blog account, because I've never used blog before. Like, blogger.com is very unique though, because you have different ways of uploading images, and you have to change JPEG to a BMP, and it's very confusing, but I think I've mastered it. This kind of technology is also what will help me in future when I continue to pursue media at university and hopefully a job role, because I intend to go to university and to be a media producer of some kind in the magazine industry. Using a blog really helped me organise my work and made it more professional, because it also puts it in date and time and when you actually did it, so it's really useful for me. I have used Photoshop before, but I use tools that I've never used before and just messing around with the tools to come up with an interesting image. So I've used stuff like lighting and contrast and stuff like that, but I never actually used the different sizes that you can use in Photoshop, which really helped me make my boy band have a main singer. Here's my blog here, and these are all of my work tasks, and they've put them in a specific date and time for me. This would also help me when I go on to A2, as I will need to know a lot more about Photoshop and boosting my skills. As you can see, I've been playing about with Photoshop for a little while with some images, and I think they turned out quite well. Looking back at my preliminary task, I feel I've learned many things up to the final product, such as combining colours. I'm not a very creative person, and for me to combine colours is a big achievement for me. I have no colour sense at all, so when I got a black, red and white colour scheme, I was very happy with it. I learned to construct a magazine that will look realistic enough to be sold in actual shelves. So I believe that if I continue with Blogger and Photoshop and making the skills I've learned bigger, then I think I can actually make a magazine of my own one day. I also learned about different kinds of production companies such as Bulwer and other mainstream companies as well. And this also will help me if I do continue to go on for a job role in media studies. I also learned how magazines represent their feature artists. For example, in Kerrang, they had a feature artist on Cheryl Cole, and Cheryl Cole is a pop singer, not a rock singer. And this can show how stereotyping a certain singer can alter how people see the magazine. So I think that the way they made her look in her images were very impressive. In order to sell a magazine, I would have to cater to that feature artist genre. So my genre for my boy band was classical, so not many teenagers enjoyed classical, so I twisted their look about and made them wear indie clothes and look a bit rockish with their black and white background, so I think I catered to their audience a bit. Thank you for watching my presentation.